Ever feel like you're sinking in a sea of debt with no lifeboat in sight? We've all been there, haven't we? In a world where buying now and paying later has become the norm, it's easy to find ourselves drowning in a whirlpool of financial obligations. Debt, in its many forms, has become an unwelcome guest in our lives, overstaying its welcome and causing emotional stress. From the weight of student loans to the burden of credit card bills, it's a common problem that many of us face, sometimes even before we've earned our first paycheck. This financial strain doesn't just affect our bank accounts, it seeps into our daily lives, casting a shadow over our happiness and peace of mind. The urgency to break free from this vicious cycle of debt has never been more pressing. But what if there was a way to break free from this cycle? Stay tuned as we navigate these choppy financial waters together. To conquer debt, you first need to understand it. Let's start by acknowledging that debt is not always a result of reckless spending. Sometimes life just happens. Unexpected expenses such as medical emergencies, sudden loss of income, or necessary home repairs can catapult anyone into the churning sea of debt. However, a significant chunk of debt is often born out of overspending, which in itself can be a symptom of a deeper issue. It could be an attempt to keep up with the Joneses or a misguided belief that material possessions equate to happiness. It's a slippery slope, and before you know it, you're drowning in a sea of red. Next, we have lack of budgeting. Many of us are guilty of this. Without a clear financial plan, it's easy to lose track of where our money is going. We may think we're only spending on necessities, but those daily coffees, takeouts, and impulse purchases can quickly add up. When we don't actively manage our finances, we inadvertently open the door to debt. Now let's talk about unexpected expenses. These are the curveballs life throws at us, the ones that catch us off guard. Maybe it's a sudden car repair, a medical emergency, or a job loss. Whatever the case, these unforeseen expenses can quickly deplete our savings and thrust us into debt. Understanding these causes is crucial because it helps us identify our debt triggers. Once we know what's pushing us into debt, we can take proactive steps to prevent it. It's like knowing why you keep tripping over the same stone. Once you know it's there, you can avoid it. To conquer debt, we must first make peace with the fact that it exists. Then, we must understand why it exists. Only then can we begin to strategize and make informed decisions on how to break the cycle. Now that we know the causes, let's explore the strategies to tackle them. A well-planned budget can be your best weapon against debt. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a financial truth. Budgeting is like a financial GPS. It helps you to navigate your way, controlling your spending and saving money. Imagine driving through an unfamiliar city without a map. You'd likely end up lost, right? The same thing happens when you navigate your financial life without a budget. You may end up in the treacherous land of debt. Creating an effective budget isn't rocket science. It starts with understanding your income and expenses. List out all your sources of income and all your expenses. Once you have a clear picture, you can start to make informed decisions. You can identify areas where you can cut back and areas where you can save. Think of budgeting as a tool that empowers you to make wise financial decisions. It's not about restriction, it's about control. Remember, a budget is not a restriction, but a financial freedom roadmap. Ready to take control and reduce your debt? Let's dive into some strategies that can help you make significant strides towards achieving a debt-free life. First up is the snowball method. This strategy focuses on paying off the smallest debts first while maintaining minimum payments on larger debts. The idea is to gain momentum as you knock out each smaller debt, like a snowball growing as it rolls down a hill. This approach can provide quick wins and a sense of achievement that can motivate you to keep going. Next, let's talk about the avalanche method. This strategy, in contrast to the snowball method, focuses on paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, while maintaining minimum payments on the rest. This can be a more cost-effective strategy in the long run, as it targets the debt that's growing fastest due to high interest. However, it might take longer to see progress, and therefore requires a good deal of patience and perseverance. Both the snowball and avalanche methods have their own unique advantages. The snowball method can give you the psychological boost of seeing debts disappear quickly, while the avalanche method can save you more money over time by targeting high-interest debt. Remember though, no matter which method you choose, the key is consistency. Regular, disciplined payments are the cornerstone of any successful debt reduction strategy. It's also important to avoid accumulating new debt while you're working on paying off the old. That might mean reevaluating your spending habits or creating a strict budget, as we discussed in the previous scene. Finally, it's worth considering seeking professional help if your debt feels overwhelming. Credit counseling agencies, for instance, can provide guidance and help you develop a personalized debt management plan. These strategies are not overnight miracle cures, but with patience and consistency, they can drastically reduce your debt. Breaking the cycle of debt is not just about the present, but also about securing your future. Now that we've tackled budgeting and debt reduction, let's look forward to a future where debt is a thing of the past. A cornerstone of this future is savings. By setting aside a portion of your income regularly, you're building a safety net that can catch you in times of unexpected expenses. Next, consider investing. By putting your money to work in avenues like stocks, bonds, or mutual funds, the potential for growth is significant. This can supplement your income and hasten your journey towards financial freedom. Lastly, let's not forget the importance of an emergency fund. Life is unpredictable, and having a fund to cover sudden expenses can prevent you from falling back into the debt cycle. It's time to take charge, break the cycle of debt, and step into a financially secure future. Your actions today can echo positively in your tomorrows. Let's make it happen.